This video picks up from where we left off in part 1. Right now, every root renders exactly the same component. To declare a component that only renders in a specific root, we can use the root attribute with the value being the exact path. Now, when we visit the mule path, it skips rendering the poll component. But when we visit the root path, it renders the poll component. The next challenge is to set up different meta tags for each page. On our poll component, let's use the prepare method from the lifecycle to make the change available as soon as possible. We are going to say that the page title is the project name, followed by built with Nullstack. Both page and project are part of the client context. Back to our application, we will remove the page title from the application prepare, which means we will no longer need the project from the context of this method. Let's also remove Nullstack from the project name to make it less redundant. Now our head tag is server-side rendered with the updated page title. Let's create a pokemon.njs file and declare a Pokemon component. After we import it in the application, we can use the tag right after the poll. This time, the root will have a dynamic segment, name it name. Nullstack will only render the first tag that matches the path in that depth. Now, let's make our Pokemon component less generic than the anime. We will declare a few instance variables to reflect the database collection, and this time we are going to use the initiate lifecycle method and take the params from the client context. We can use the name from the params to find a Pokemon. In my autistic opinion, this pattern is easier to understand than Newman comments. Let's declare a new server function that takes the database and the name we passed as an argument. This function simply will find and return a Pokemon from the Pokédex collection. Back to initiate, we have two paths to implement. If the Pokemon exists in the database, we set the page title to the Pokemon name. And since Nullstack components are simple objects, we can use object.assign to map each Pokemon property to the instance. If we did not catch the Pokemon, we set the page title to the parent's name and manually set the Pokemon name to the parent's name as well. And finally, we set the page status to 404. And of course, let's not forget to take the page from the context. The only thing missing is some markup to present the Pokemon data. Let's replace the render method with some copy and pasted JSX. Back to the browser, we have a Pokemon page, with server-side render HTML and head meta tags. But if we search for a Pokemon that has no votes, we get a 404 error. In the next video, we are going to add navigation and an about page. I'd like to thank the community for the very useful comments on the last video. Like and subscribe to the YouTube channel and give Nullstack a star on GitHub.